Now we're going to work on generating the criteria for success for the guided practice part of our lesson, which is going to be this second row in the Google Doc that you all are sharing. The purpose of guided practice is to let students grapple with the concept and work through the problems with their teacher and classmates. We've written that over here. And students are going to do that through Zoom and Nearpod. So you will start off on the Zoom call and then eventually direct students to set up their board half Zoom and half Nearpod. And they will be able to see their classmates and see their teacher and write next to it. That's the goal. What's cool is that you as the teacher will launch Nearpod from your deck. You will give students the link to the Nearpod you're working on right there in the Zoom. They will set up their screen to be half and half. You'll open it up so that you can view it as well. And you'll be able to watch the names increase as kids are signing in. Then they can start to work on the deck with you. You're telling them, we're on this slide, everybody do it, and you'll start to see their work populate, the whole class's work populate, and go on problem by problem, like so. Then eventually, when they're done with this, they will move on to Edulastic practice, which is very similar in the sense that they solve the problem by writing on the screen, but it will give them the grade as they complete it, and you will be able to save that data and see it later. And it's self-paced, so they can move through it at whatever pace that they want to move through it. During this time, we want students to feel seen and celebrated. We want them to discuss the concept in their own words, with their own generalizations and justifications, but then also bring it back to the steps they show and justify those steps. And then when they're solving problems, show those steps on their scratch paper. We want them to respond to their teacher feedback, so the corrections that they're getting, and then move to the independent practice when they're ready. So things to keep in mind, right, are what is it that teachers have to do in advance of the Zoom and Nearpod in order to be ready to do this work? And how do they get through all of these components? The celebration, the conceptual discussion, and then the part where students are working, getting feedback, and moving on.